Hi, I'm Pushkaraj Shirke, and after a long time, I'm doing a review back here on Film Pickle. For a long time, there were not good enough movies for me to come out here and do a good review for them. But finally, I came across a movie that compelled me to do a review of it. And yep, the movie is The Joker. This movie is spectacular. Like, no holds barred. It's out there, it's spectacular, it's brilliant, it's a must watch. Alright? And I actually waited one whole day to let the movie sink in before I went out and made a review of it. Why? Because I do not want initial instant reactions to bias me about my judgment about the movie. I do not want to give out spoilers. I want to contain what I talk in a way that it doesn't spoil the experience for others. And most importantly, allow the entire movie, the experience to settle in, because it is not easy to take in. It really hits you hard. Right? So the Joker is a one-off. It's loosely based on the DC universe. It's not from any original DC backstory of the Joker. It's completely made up. But it is so compelling and so psychologically sound that it just nails the character Joker into existence for you. So we all know Joker as the character Heath Ledger played in The Dark Knight. Right? The Joker is by far, for me, the greatest villains Hollywood has ever created. Because he is a villain who is bonkers, out there, chaotic, uncontrollable, and at the same time, he appeals to you with a logic that somehow gets to you. You understand it, you connect with it. And Heath Ledger's Joker was a tough task to be outdone or equaled. And when Joaquin Phoenix was cast as the Joker, many people had their doubts about it, but has he nailed the character or what? It is bang on amazing. Joaquin Phoenix will probably take away the Oscar for this one, and the Joker will also probably take away the Oscar for sound design and music, and/or I don't know which way it will swing, but definitely the score also keeps you gripped to the movie. It's constantly there in the background, it's constantly growing on you, it's taking you through the stages of the movie, it's taking you through the emotions that the character is feeling. Let me get down to the character of the Joker. Now, this one is not an all-out action movie with very little CG thrown into it. It delves on the mind space, on the mind, on the psyche of the character that creates the Joker. It tells you of how a simple guy with a mental affliction turns into the greatest villain the DC universe and Hollywood, I would say, has ever known. And it is so compelling. You feel for the character. You see him get bullied, you see him get pushed, you see life wreak havoc on him, you see society wreak havoc on him, and you see him transforming, him trying to cope up with it, and eventually giving in to the chaos that is inside him, and finally coming to peace with it. The best part about this movie is you feel for the character. You outright know he's wrong. The director has never ever put him in a light where he's seen as a positive guy. He's all out the bad guy, but you feel for him. You feel like you are in his shoes. You sort of understand why he's making these decisions that he's making. And that is what scares a lot of people. To connect with that darkness at some level, it is scary. There were so many points where the theater erupted in claps and whistles and cheers when the Joker did something which is awful. But the people loved it. Because somewhere at some level they connected to that villain, it's connected to the darkness. And this is scaring a lot of people. But you know what? I don't see people who have been bullied or people who have been pressured being scared by this. They identify with this. It's the people who have always sat on a high horse, been in good society, had a very loving childhood, loving parents, a very comfortable life. They are the ones who are fucking scared of this shit. They are the ones who are like, oh fuck, what if one of the people we have like really, really pushed someday watches this and identifies with this and snaps back? They're shitting their pants. So, a lot of film critics also are feeling uneasy by it, but I observed that these are the film critics who are like really put off by this in a way, are the ones who come from very high society and are like, oh, raised up with hugs and cuddles and never gone through shit in their life. Because anybody who has ever been broken in any way or ever been poked and poked and poked till they just broke down can absolutely identify with this character. Not with his villainy, but with his mental breakdown and his need to just strike back with whatever he has left. And not Heath Ledger, Joaquin Phoenix has played the character so beautifully. Like Heath Ledger's Dark Knight was crazy, all out crazy. He is chaos, he is crazy, he is the villain, he is evil and he is powerful and he's unbreakable. Complete contrast to that is Joaquin Phoenix. The madness is the same, but Joaquin Phoenix's character, you see him grow, you see him evolve, you see him at the depths of weakness and helplessness, forming into the character that would then become the Heath Ledger version of the Joker. So, I don't know what more I can say about this movie without giving out spoilers. I love that every metaphor in the movie is extremely well placed. The filth of Gotham representing the society, the helplessness of people, the imaginary friends, everything, all the little bits of the movie all have a reason to be in there. It's amazing screenplay, amazing writing. Might not be Oscar worthy, but definitely brilliant. I myself am going to watch this movie for a second time just to look at the finer details that I probably missed the first time or probably got overlooked, because there are a lot of things that are sort of unexplained, but hints have been given to solve them, and I haven't been able to catch all of them. Putting Batman in this scenario, the childhood Batman, was not the right thing to do, because then it doesn't tie in with the entire proper DC universe. But again, this is just a spin-off. This is not actually tied into the DC universe, so I allow that creative liberty in my head, even though it quite pisses me off a little bit because I start thinking logically. But apart from that, this movie is a definite 9 out of 10. It immediately went up to my top favorites of all time, and I highly recommend you watch it. Like, this movie is sheer utter brilliance. So this is Pushkaraj Shirke for Film Pickle, giving The Joker a 2 thumbs up, maybe a 4 thumbs up, and saying you better go watch it. Until next time, this is Pushkaraj Shirke signing off. See ya.